Hello.
Hey, welcome back. So for this video, I wanted to do something for Black History. I just couldn't decide what in the heck could I possibly choose. And then suddenly this dropped in my lap of all things. Did you know, well, I guess from the time's recording, I guess you will know by this, the Boondocks, back from the early 2000s to mid 2000s, which is a really popular show. It came out for Adult Swim. And it was also previously a really popular comic strip by Aaron McGruder. They released their original pilot that was going to air for Fox that was switched over to eventually Adult Swim. I've never seen this before my entire life, so I sat down and watched this. And while I'm doing that, you also see me currently doing a sketched up design for both Huey and Riley Freeman. Now, the Boondocks was released mostly through Aaron McGruder, okay? Aaron McGruder is the creator of the series. Now, when you got released to, published as a comic strip through the United States, it gained popularity so much that people want to have a show for it. I remember when it was a comic strip too, by the way. I remember all that stuff. I always thought to myself, like, man, it'd be really cool they made a show. Eventually they did, thank God. But the show that we got, I did notice they changed the character designs, but I didn't personally mind it. And also the show was missing a few characters from the comic strip as well, but that's here near there now. But yo, check this out though, check this out. This entire, 8-minute long, I guess it's called a promo for the show we eventually did get. I was actually surprised that this kept exactly to the comic strip. I mean, the same designs he had. So Aaron McGruder, if you haven't figured out by these looks and whatnot, is very heavily influenced by manga and anime. Exclusively those. I mean, who can blame him really, right? Who really? But no, check this out though. This entire 8-minute thing, right? It's like 3 different segments. So one is about Riley and Huey just fighting over the TV while I'm assuming BET is playing because some, black-oriented movie is on, and it's the usual BS we mostly get anyway, that I'm sure every single black person has seen their entire life. And the next segment after that, I guess snaps right onto it. It talks about the boys' family, and you got like Jasmine and her original design, which I was very surprised and happily surprised to see that. You got Tom the boy and his wife, and they're also original designs right from the comic strip. So again, I'm very impressed with the design take on this alone. So it looks, like I said, it was pretty dead on. I love that. So the last 2 segments is about just Huey and Riley being stuck in detention, and the last one is with Grandpa and Uncle Ruckus. By the way, the Uncle Ruckus design, that threw me off, man. I'm telling you, I forgot he even looked like that before. That was wild, man. Oh my god. Anyway, when I went into this, I wanted to do, obviously, the main characters, who was Huey and Riley, who was the most main focus. They're both played by Regina King, I believe. She played both voices. I just love her way she back and forth with herself as both characters is actually pretty goddamn impressive when you think about it. So in case you know who Huey and Riley Freeman are, so Huey is the radical, while Riley represents like the stereotypes that we all know that black culture falls into, and we all think that's what we all are, but for those who are in the know, that's not all who we are. Now, my favorite character always was Huey. There's no question about that. But I like Riley too because he's so fucking ignorant that I can't even, man. He just can't. Oh my god, this fucking guy. Oh my god, this fucking guy. But yeah, when I was going through my thought process of this, I wanted to make sure that the looks is almost dead on from the original comic strip and from the pilot that's showing right here, right now, that I'm showing on and off in this video. And for Huey, well, he's got a big ass head, obviously, so that's the first thing I drew, is big ass head, followed by his clothes. I try to make sure it looks like exactly how it looks like from the first time he appeared in the comic. There's 2 different versions he had. One was like with a flannel shirt open, the other one was like a black turtleneck thing. I don't know what it was, but you gotta keep the hair though. His hair is it's a fusion of Japanese hairstyle going up, known with, like, for example, Dragon Ball Z and various other titles as characters look very similar to that. And he represents the change that black culture wants to make. The radicals that really want to make change, not just with the usual black bullshit we have to always see all the time. I mean, like, not all of us like that stuff. No, come on. You think we all like seeing that? Like, all right, we like some of the shit, the silly shit we see sometimes, but no. And then we got Riley here, who also has an equally big ass head. And I never hated Riley. He's just always known as the the little brother archetype, but he's got obvious flaws that Aaron McGruder wanted to show, because he's an actual critique of what we see as black culture right now, at least on and off, which is typical, the gangster mentality, the obsession with money, women, status, all that nonsense That's what Huey hates and Riley loves. So I love the duality of the brothers. It's just, I actually always thought they were twins at first, until I realized, you know, Huey's obviously the older one, and that was established very quickly on. But yo, for real though, Boondocks is one of my top favorite shows on Adult Swim. That was, oh my god, we had no show like that before. I'm so glad Adult Swim had the balls to show it, because it takes some balls to show that show, all right? It really does. I'm glad they had some, because the N-word flew on that show, and holy shit, I'm glad they did that. Introduced the world to a whole new pain. Oh my god. Oh shit. Keep in mind, when the show came out, that was like when, almost before Facebook, like MySpace was still popular at the time when the show came out, alright? Fucking MySpace. But I'm gonna stop rambling there. So, the main focus I want to do for this drawings was just to get their character design about near perfect to where they were designed from the original comic strip. So, the big heads, small bodies, and a lot of Japanese influences in like the design alone. So, you know, the big poofy hair, the big anime eyes, and the most obvious ones of all. And while I was drawing it, like, even though it was pretty simplistic, I felt like I was going back to the 90s to early 2000s while I was like drawing this out. It just felt so retro to me. Like, 'cause I used to draw kind of like this. Like, I don't quite draw like that anymore. I changed up my style enough to look more refined. But it was nice to kind of go back to this, you know what I'm saying? Just to, you know, a little visit. So we all took a little time traveling visit back to the year, I don't know, 2003, 2005, who knows? I know the show came out slightly later than that. I believe it was like 06, 07, something like that. But they pitched that show around for at least a few years before it happened. But yeah, overall, I've always liked the duality of the brothers. And frankly, the show should have kept going at least a few more seasons. They keep talking about revival. I don't know where we're gonna get it, but that's alright, we know. Anyway, when you can, please join my Discord. Also, like, share, subscribe. Don't forget to get an art commission from me by going to either my website or going to my Patreon. If you want merch, it's in the descriptions below. Just check down there. And if you really like what I'm giving you, you want to see more videos kind of like this, where it's more chill, more voiceover-ish, and I'm just drawing, whatever the subject it might be, please give me a super thanks. But give it for the channel most. We could use the bump. And please, talk about the channel too, if you can, to other people, if you discover this right now. In fact, if you found the channel right now, and you actually enjoy it, say so in the comments. I appreciate if you did. Anyway, I'm gonna hang out with you in the next video, so I'll see you over there.